Thank you very much, Francis. As we crisscross to our reporters around the country, South Africa will implement the National Health Insurance System with or without the funds in order to provide universal health care for all. Well, that's the declaration from Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize. The minister was presenting his 51 billion rand budget in Parliament. Our parliamentary reporter Bulelani Phillip joins us now. Very good evening to you, Bulelani. Well, I guess after today, the squabble still remains how affordable or not the NHI is.
Well, good evening to you, Griselda, and to the viewers. Well, I think I want to sum up the budget vote of the minister in three points. The first one is that he's saying that let's implement. And the second one is saying that an investment in health is an investment in economic development. And the third point is that he's saying that let's go into battle and implement this national health insurance system. Of course, there is opposition to this NHI in the fact that there's still no credible or formal cost analysis of how much it's going to cost the country. And the opposition in the form of the DA is saying that it's too premature and disastrous to rush into a program that has not been costed. But Health Minister Zweli Mkhize saying that calm down, guys, because we have been engaging with National Treasury to find creative ways of trying to fund this NHI, as well as try get a funding model to actually get it off the ground. But of course, his main promise is that this NHI is going to go ahead with or without the funding at the moment.
All right, Bulelani, so now a unit within the health department will be set up to look at all of this. But is this not jumping the gun? Because obviously there still needs to be legislation put in place to run it.
Well, maybe let me take you a step back. That on Wednesday, Cabinet met and they actually approved, the National Health Insurance Bill that must be tabled in Parliament for that process to take its course. And that announcement was made formally yesterday. But of course, the Department of Health on its part has been actually piloting the NHI around the country in various districts. And I suppose this particular step that they are taking now to establish this unit within the department is to ensure that they actually do the groundwork of ensuring that by the time that the legislative processes have been completed, at least there is some credible and solid work that they have done. And of course, the health minister saying that those processes will run concurrently. But of course, we don't know quite yet how long the process of Parliament is going to take before, the finalization or the approval of that, legislation. Griselda?
All right, Bulelani, just before we let you go, we're also expecting Parliament to release a statement shortly, we're not sure what time, regarding the EFF fracas in Parliament yesterday, where the Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan was addressing the House. Any speculation at this stage about what it would be? But I guess, Bulelani, if anything had to happen, the Speaker, I guess, would need to call for a pre-investigation, right?
That's correct. I think the convention and the rules of Parliament dictate that the matter, now that the members of Parliament have actually asked the House chairperson to refer the matter to the Speaker's office, that's the process that's going to follow. And the obligation of the Speaker is to actually make sure that she does a pre-investigation to actually determine whether there are grounds for referring this matter to a disciplinary committee. Of course, what the House chair did say last night was that they've got, video footage of what happened in the House, and as well, I suspect they will also refer to Hansard, which is the parliamentary internal system that records all the proceedings in the House. So there is a basis of evidence that is before Parliament, and it's for the Speaker's office to determine whether she's going to make a ruling whether this particular incident will be referred to the disciplinary committee for further investigation and thorough investigation. Of course, also giving the implicated individuals the chance to respond to those allegations. But of course, Griselda, taking it back before I let it go, is that the EFF did actually indicate prior, their ejection from that committee of that budget vote, that the House chairperson actually, try to eject the entire caucus without naming all the individuals one by one as it required by the rules. So I suspect also on their part they're preparing to actually challenge that particular process if it comes on procedural grounds.
All right, Bulelani Phillip, we're hoping you will keep tabs on that for us there in Parliament. We're expecting a press release, of course, coming from Parliament very shortly, following, of course, that fracas in Parliament yesterday. Let's move on